Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here today as we explore what it might look like if you are trying to decide if it's too late to follow your passion. The short answer is absolutely not, and I am totally proof of that right now, but I'm going to share with you some factors that may be at play and what that may be looking like for you so that you can maybe become aware that you're needing a shift in your lifestyle or maybe your career path or your purpose, and you're sensing that something might be going on but you're not sure yet. Or maybe more importantly, you have some of those fearful thoughts coming in of like, maybe I'm too late, maybe I've missed the bus, and I'm not sure what to do. So if you've been questioning things and thinking to yourself, is there more than this? Then come along with me. I've got a lot of beautiful things to share with you today. Let's start off by talking a little bit about what this might look like for you. Generally, I think what you're going to be experiencing may be similar to what I've experienced recently, but also a long time ago, but I think I had the incapacity to change, and that is this: something needs to change. It's kind of just that feeling of like, I am so over this, or this doesn't feel good. And it's that underlying kind of shifting feeling of just something needs to change. And if you're asking yourself if it's too late, that's baloney, because it's never too late. I think that we have a lot of societal pressures on us that we have to be go-getters, and when we're young, we go out and we attack our careers and we become these things, and then later on, when we're older and we're wiser and we have a lot more real-world experience, that starts to feel out of alignment. It starts to feel like, is that really all there is? So here are some details about what that might look like. So I want to bring to you today 3 factors that may be contributing to that sense of things need to change. And then I'm going to bring you 3 ways that you can move towards making a difference. The first thing to realize about things needing to change and going for your passion is that it may not be a complete overhaul. It may just be that things need to happen in a way that's different than they've usually happened. Things might not need to happen in their usual way. So if you can move into a place where maybe you're following your same routines, but in a different way, that may start to uncover a little bit more in depth what needs to change and what you may need to gravitate toward based on your passion. So the second factor related to this is that as you're moving through this process, things might not always go as quickly as you'd like. A lot of times, in fact, I think that time slows down when we're in that space of trying to tune into what we really want in the world, what we want to provide, what value we want to create for people. And we tend to want to rush and move through things a lot quicker than we can. That's not the nature of things. A lot of times we have to have a lot more experiences and ups and downs in order to amalgamate our soul to a place where we're going, oh, that's what I was trying to be shown. There's a little light being shined on what I can do, or how I can handle this situation differently, or how I might be able to share my gifts with someone else in the world. So sometimes things are slow going, and it's okay. Don't rush those things along. I'll give you some tips later on how you can tune more into that. The third factor that's going to be a component of this shifting that we're wanting to move toward our passion, because it is not too late. So a third component or factor that may be happening to you if you're thinking that things need to change or something needs to change is that things do need to change. And often it's going to be your thought process or the action that you're taking that can make those little shifts and uncover the treasure of what you're meant to be moving toward. What you'll want to remember is, as you're exploring different ways of thinking or different ways of taking action, you want to always remain true to your path. And some of these exercises that I'm going to share with you today are going to be a method that you can utilize in order to identify and make sure you stay on a path that is meaningful for you on a heart level. 3 things that we're going to do is we're going to tune in, we're going to try things differently, and then we're going to tune back in order to reflect and reassess where we're at. First, in order to tune in, we've got to get rid of all the noise, right? So one of the reasons that you may be thinking like something's got to change, but you're not sure what it is because your life is covered up by all that society slime we talked about in our last video where you're doing things that you think you should be doing or that you've been told that you need to do, and doing them in ways that you've been told or seen that you need to do them. And those might not always be true for you, the real you. So you want to practice tuning in. Here are some helpful ways that you can do that. You can try meditating. You can try doing activities that allow you to take in the beauty of the world around you. When we do that, we get inspired. And inspiration is one of the things that will allow you to make forward progress on moving towards your passion. By taking in the beauty in the world, I mean looking at nature, following artistic Instagram accounts, drawing or creating things yourself, noticing the beauty in the relationships that you're experiencing, just generally taking in the beauty in the world, and you'll find that it gives you a creative energy all your own. In order to tune in, you can also try moving your body. A lot of times when we move our body through various types of exercise, we shake up our energy and it shifts within us so that we can see things in new and enlightening ways. Try new spiritual practices. Implement a prayer or sage or smudge your home in order to clean the energies. Try things you've not tried before. If you're not generally a very spiritual person, you may be very interested to see what you uncover when you try to tune into an energy that's larger and outside of yourself. Highly recommend. You may want to try listening to music of any kind, anything that's inspirational. I'm a personal huge fan of soundtracks. When I listen to soundtracks, I feel like they're the soundtracks of my life, and I often feel great emotions related to them. Journaling is another excellent way to tune into what you're really thinking, what you're really feeling on a deeper level. It allows you to see who you're being instead of just being who you're being. You can kind of take a step back and look at yourself as a third party and uncover truths that you might not have been aware of before. Dancing is a particularly awesome way to utilize movement in order to feel inspired and tune into what you really need, and therefore what your passion truly is. So those are some exercises that you might try in order to tune in more to what you're feeling, to uncover what is it that needs to change? What is my passion that's trying to emerge and come out into the world? Next, I'll share with you things that you're going to want to try. Once you've tuned in, these are ways that you can implement what you've learned by tuning in order to make changes and see if you can shake things up a little bit and move toward that passion. First, you want to try to shift from a position of doing instead of creating. We are so caught up in the mundane to-do lists and tasks of the day that we are doing. And many of us aren't spending our time creating, and it creates that sense of being stuck and that something needs to change. We are creative beings. We're meant to be creating relationships, creating art, creating inspiration, creating energy, and doing all of those things. And so if you find that you're always checking off your to-do list, but you're not making anything in the process, shift to doing something where creation is actually at play. You'll tune into the energetic energies of the universe, and you may just uncover your passion. I think you'll find through the tuning in exercise what type of creation may resonate with you. Next, you're going to want to shift from thinking to action. I know that can be easier said than done, but we get so thinky-thoughty up in our heads. We can let entire days, weeks, and months go by thinking about what we would do, or thinking about what we think, or thinking about what we would try. But if you don't actually get out there and take action and do some of the things that you're thinking, then you're going to be stuck in that perpetual loop. So when you're doing your tuning in exercises, think about things that you enjoyed doing during the tuning in and see if you can move from a place of always thinking about what you might do to actually doing them instead. I am a case in point right now, and honey, let me tell you, it's working and making me feel so much better. Highly recommend that also. A third thing that you will want to try in order to get closer to your passion and moving forward is shift from for me to for others. So if you're feeling like something has to change, there's a chance that you're caught up in the materialistic rat race of the world, and that can actually make us feel pretty crummy. So by moving from a place of doing things or thinking things that are for me, meaning for you, how can you shift to a place of thinking or doing things that are for others? What kindness can you do for someone today? What can you help someone accomplish today? How can you help someone feel noticed or loved? How can you make an impact on someone's day, maybe a stranger out in the world? When you take that energy and shift it from for me to for others, you're going to find a world opening up to you of passions that maybe you haven't even been paying attention to at all because you've always been so focused on what's for me. This can be extremely beautiful and extremely powerful because you have gifts to give other people, just like I have gifts to give other people when I get out of myself and start doing for others. These things to try can be quite hard to do because we need inertia. We need to gain momentum and to try things. So that first baby step can seem pretty difficult. But the fourth thing that I want you to try to implement in order to move more towards your passion and shaking things up and identifying the thing that needs to change and then moving forward with it is, in order to make that baby step, keep the what the same, but change the how. So if you're a creature of habit and all of this trying new things sounds scary to you, make this baby step. Instead of changing what you're doing entirely, keep the what, but change the how. Let me see if I can come up with a good example for you. Let's use your morning coffee. Let's say that you are trying to implement new habits, and one of the things that you want to do is maybe take better care of your body so that you can move toward a place of providing your passion to people in the world. And you're thinking maybe caffeine and coffee isn't your thing, but you really love it. That baby step can be keep the what, keep the coffee, but change the how. Maybe in order to move towards your passion, you just need to create that space of taking your coffee out on the front patio where you can admire your garden instead of rushed at the counter while you get your family ready for work. So you're not changing the what, you're keeping the coffee and that's your what, but you're changing the how you take your coffee. That's going to inspire you and create a different energy just in a little bit so that you can create more change. Wow, all of these things to try are so exciting. I'm like, I need to do all of these. I'm like giving myself advice through sharing these tactics with you guys. It's amazing. Now we want to go back and move to the third part of the process, which is to tune back in so that you can reassess and reflect on how things are shifting for you. Are you uncovering your passion? Are you moving toward a place of not just thinking something's got to change, but saying to yourself, I am going to change this. I am going to do something different, because that's where the magic is. So what you're going to want to do for this phase of reflecting and reassessing is use your tuning in exercises from phase 1 or component 1 and see what's different for you. What do you notice that's different about how you're thinking? What do you notice that's different about how you're feeling? Pay attention to the different energy you feel in your body when you dance. Or tune in to the way your words sound a little bit different on the page when you're doing your journaling exercises. Maybe you're feeling things like gratitude coming across your page. Maybe you're feeling a bubbling up of excitement inside of you that you didn't feel when you tuned in the first time, but you're feeling now because you've been trying these new things. A big one for me is feeling satisfaction. When I'm doing something for others and I'm trying it in a different way, I often find that the way that I was doing it before that was very frustrating and like wading through muck is now satisfying. Like, that felt so good to do and made my energy shift in a really positive way. Again, I'll use this channel as a case in point. When I'm doing for you guys, I'm out of me. I'm doing things differently. I'm not just thinking about doing a YouTube channel. I'm doing a YouTube channel. Even if I'm scared and I have reservations, I'm going back to the drawing board, reflecting on how I'm feeling. I feel all of those things, and you can too. So get into those tuning in exercises again, reflect on what's gone on for you, reassess, and create a plan. Start moving into, okay, what am I discovering here and what are my next steps? I think I might need to make a follow-up to this video on how do you start writing a plan or how do you start organizing your thoughts and to build that passion, because that's what we're moving towards. We're moving out of getting you out of that stuck place where you're going, things need to change and I'm miserable and I'm acting out in all these yucky behaviors and maybe feeling like you're not ever going to make it forward. And maybe you're in that place of it's too late, that ship has sailed, I can't do it. We are going to flip that script because you can do it. You're going to use these exercises. I want you guys to implement this. I really just created this based on my own experience and with some inspiration through my spiritual practice this morning. That's how easily it came to me. It's like just flowing to me from the universe. And I want you guys to get into that flowing place. I'm going to summarize now for you. Understand things might need to happen in a way that's not usual for you. Understand that it may take time. It may not be instant gratification and come to you like a lightning bolt out of the sky, although sometimes I feel like it can. Remember that it's going to have to come from you thinking and doing things differently than you've done before. Once you have those 3 understandings, move into your tuning in practices. Journal, dance, meditate, move your body, listen to music, try new spiritual practices, and then move into the new things to try. Shift from doing to creating. Shift from thinking to taking action. Shift from for me to for others. And if you're struggling to try new things, try changing the how instead of the what in order to take those baby steps forward. Then circle back to do your tuning in practices to see how things are shifting for you. Sharing this information with you guys has been so great today. As someone who is finally taking those action steps to following my passion and is lighting up from the inside doing it, I want to give that to all of you. I want to exude that. I want you to get on this train with me. So share down in the comments how you might have felt inspired by this video, what you're going to do to try to tune in this week and try new things. Share with me what your initial ideas are about your passion and how you may help those come to fruition. Or share your stories of success if you're somebody who is looking for fresh inspiration and maybe you've already taken the leap one time and moved towards your passion and had some success. We all need to learn from the successes of our peers and take that and amalgamate it for ourselves. It's been my pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to keep coming along with me. I'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.